When it comes to the British royal family, few people spark as much debate as Meghan Markle. Some love her, some not so much. And it's not just the general public who have strong opinions. Some celebrities have openly criticized her too. Let's take a look at a few big names who haven't exactly been on Team Meghan. First up, no surprises here, Donald Trump. The US president has never been shy about his thoughts on Meghan. He believes she's the reason Prince Harry became estranged from his family.
I'm not a fan of hers at all, and I think she's very disrespectful to the Queen, who we just spoke about, who's such a great woman, who's such a great person.
During the 2020 election, when Meghan and Harry encouraged Americans to vote, hinting at Biden, Trump fired back, "I'm not a fan of hers, but I wish Harry luck, 'cause he's going to need it." He later slammed her lobbying Congress for paid leave, calling it very inappropriate. And let's be honest, Trump never forgets when someone sides against him. In an interview with Piers Morgan, he doubled down.
But Harry is whipped like no person I think I've ever seen. I'm not a fan of Meghan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. And I wasn't right from the beginning. I think poor Harry is being led around by his nose.
At this point, it's safe to say Meghan won't be getting a Mar-a-Lago Christmas card anytime soon. Speaking of Piers Morgan, he easily takes the crown as one of Meghan's fiercest critics. Ironically, he wasn't always so opposed to her. In fact, he once claimed they had a friendly connection.
She was great fun. She was very intelligent, I thought very smart, very charming, very warm, very direct with eye contact. She was a really nice person.
But that goodwill didn't last.
I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in the right to be allowed to have an opinion. If people want to believe Meghan Markle, that's entirely their right. I don't believe almost anything that comes out of her mouth.
Back in 2018, he wrote a column calling her a ruthless social climber who's playing the role of her life. Ouch. And from there, his criticism only escalated.
Meghan Markle's an actress. She's given the Oscar-winning performance of her life, and many Americans are buying it. They believe every word that's coming out of her mouth. I don't believe anything Meghan Markle's saying, frankly.
Fast forward to 2021, and Morgan's attacks had reached new heights. After Meghan's appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show, he slammed her behavior as vomit-making and desperate, even claiming that even a Kardashian would have deemed this humiliating fiasco too brand damaging, which, considering their PR playbook, is quite the benchmark. He also accused her of exploiting the royal name while dodging royal duties, all while publicly dragging the family.
Yeah, nobody set out to destroy you. You destroyed yourselves in this country with your ludicrous, hypocritical behavior. Truth be told, what she just did is complete and utter garbage.
Another familiar face with something to say? Kelly Osbourne. In a 2023 interview, she was pretty blunt about Meghan and Harry's complaints about royal life.
Whining, whinging, complaining, woe is me, I'm the only one that's ever had mental problems. Like, my life was so hard. Everybody's f***ing life is hard.
Turns out she wasn't the only one in the family who felt that way. Her mother, Sharon, backed her up too.
It was all very distasteful, Piers. I was totally bored by the whining, the whining, the whining.
Later, Kelly clarified that she wasn't trying to be harsh, just disappointed. She felt they had a real shot at making a difference, but instead leaned into a victim narrative. Osborne's view was simple. If they wanted out, they should have left without the pity party.
And I think they do have a right to privacy, but that doesn't seem to me what they're looking for.
Howard Stern also had a lot to say after watching Harry and Meghan's Netflix docuseries.
Hey, you watching this Harry and Meghan? It's been painful. They come off like such whiny bitches. I gotta tell you, man.
What annoyed him most? They kept demanding privacy while putting their lives and their kids on full display in a Netflix special.
Hypocritical. You want to be left alone, but then you sell a special on Netflix. Where do you go with this? Is this your career? Talking about how humiliated you were being part of, I don't know, living in a castle. It looks pretty terrific to me.
And finally, Candace Owens, another political commentator, took to Twitter to question Meghan and Harry's relationship dynamics. She argued that isolating someone from their family and using emotional threats to get what you want are classic signs of manipulation, suggesting that Harry, not Meghan, is the real victim in their relationship. Her take was direct. Dear Harry, Meghan is not the victim. You are.
You feel bad for him only because I do believe that he is a victim of his own stupidity, and I mean that, and I'm saying it heartfelt, just so you know. That is the best case scenario, is that Harry is a victim of his own stupidity.
So it's hard not to wonder if Meghan Markle will ever catch a break. Every move she makes seems to spark backlash, and celebrity opinions are just the tip of the iceberg. A Vanity Fair profile dug up old allegations from her time as a royal, and let's just say they weren't exactly flattering. Yep, we're talking about the claims that Meghan was so difficult to work with that some staff reportedly needed therapy to cope. Yikes. These accusations aren't exactly new. Remember back in 2020 before Meghan and Harry officially left their senior royal roles? Kensington Palace staff came forward with similar complaints, which even led Queen Elizabeth to launch an investigation into what was called bullying behavior toward royal aides. At the time, Harry and Meghan's team fiercely denied the claims, calling them just another attempt to attack Meghan's character.
There was such an obsession about anything in my world.
Fast forward to now, and Vanity Fair's sources seem to be echoing those old stories. The article quotes multiple sources who describe Meghan as warm and charming at first. But when things didn't go as planned, that warmth reportedly turned ice cold. One source shared a particularly harsh take, saying Meghan's behavior felt like something out of Mean Girls. Yikes. They described an atmosphere of constant tension, with Meghan allegedly undermining staff and talking behind their backs. Another ex-staffer who worked on media projects called their experience really, really, really awful, very painful. And here's the kicker. They claimed that if you weren't on Meghan's board, you were thrown to the wolves at any given moment.
I would never want someone else to feel that way.
Even her former Spotify team had stories to tell. One employee said they couldn't imagine Meghan being the type to bully palace aides until they worked with her. While there's no record of Meghan shouting, the same person pointed out, you don't have to yell to make someone feel like they're being yelled at. Subtle, yet scathing. And it doesn't end there. Reports suggest working with the Sussexes took such a toll on staff that some needed extended breaks, or even therapy, to recover. One team member on Meghan's Archetypes podcast reportedly left after just 3 episodes.
She's a very difficult employer, and there's plenty of evidence of people who have left her.
Adding to the controversy, Meghan has earned the nickname Duchess Difficult from her U.S. staff, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Insiders claim she's known for belittling people, ignoring advice, and being relentless. One source even described her as marching around like a dictator in high heels and reducing grown men to tears. Harry hasn't escaped criticism either. While described as charming, he's also called an enabler of Meghan's behavior. Their alleged management style has led to high staff turnover, with at least 18 employees leaving since their 2018 wedding, including Meghan's private secretary and global press secretary.
This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point.
But here's where it gets even messier. According to Vanity Fair, Meghan and Harry's neighbors in Montecito aren't exactly fans either. They've reportedly earned the nickname local villains, with complaints ranging from rising housing prices to parking issues near local trails, like the one Meghan was photographed hiking on, while Harry attended King Charles's coronation solo. And some locals apparently think Meghan's various business ventures, like her brand American Riviera Orchard, are more about cashing in than staying under the radar, which feels a bit at odds with their calls for privacy.
I know, it's a lot.
And then, there's the alleged behind-the-scenes tension between Meghan and Harry themselves. A recent joint interview on CBS Sunday Morning was supposed to focus on their philanthropy and online harm. But when the topic shifted to Meghan's past struggles with mental health, things reportedly took a turn. Royal expert Angela Levin claimed Meghan was furious afterward, reportedly screaming at producers for asking questions she hadn't expected. If true, it's another example of how tightly Meghan likes to control her narrative and how badly things can go when that control slips.
I can see you're uncomfortable with my even going there. Do you?
I understand why you are, though. I wasn't expecting it, but I understand why you are.
While the Sussexes have consistently denied the allegations, they've previously shared their side of the story in their Netflix docuseries, Harry and Meghan. In that documentary, they painted a very different picture, presenting themselves as victims of a royal system that was stacked against them and constantly under scrutiny. At the beginning of the docuseries, Markle admitted to having found the formality of being in the royal family surprising at first. Harry added that Meghan's first meeting with the Queen was quite a shock to the system. She recalled the moment she learned that she was going to meet the late Queen Elizabeth II.
Pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty.
The couple was in the car, and they were on the way to the Royal Lodge for lunch, and Harry told her that his grandmother was going to be there. Meghan shared, "And I remember we were in the car driving up, and he's like, you know how to curtsy, right?" And I just thought it was a joke. During the documentary, Harry said that Meghan reminds him of his late mother in the way that she composes herself, despite the backlash she was continuously facing, gushing that his wife is caring and compassionate. Markle also opened up about her experience with racism following the publicity around her relationship with Harry. She explained, "Obviously now everyone is aware of my race because they made it such an issue when I went to the UK. Before then, I wasn't really treated like a black woman." So, Meghan and Harry have always portrayed themselves as compassionate and brave. But these new allegations change that narrative. Now, what do you think? Do you believe Meghan Markle is a bully?